The Mindray TE7 is for fast focus assessment exams. And when you want to be able to roll into a room and get it done, this is what you want.
Okay.
So when we're in B mode scanning, you can touch the gain and increase your overall gain, as well as the TGCs, which are over here on the left side. And these are things that you'll change in your B mode imaging. You also have some parameters on the bottom portion of your screen in order to change compounding and speckle reduction, among a few other adjustments that you might make while you're scanning. As I turn on other modes, which are situated over here on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that you have your color Doppler, your power Doppler, your pulse wave Doppler, M mode, and a button for biopsy. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the color Doppler, and we can see that our color box pops up there. One thing that you'll know now is that you can touch the screen for everything that you do. I can steer my box up to 30 degrees in either direction. And as I steer back, and I'll keep it here at 20, I can change my box size by touching the corner of any part of the box. Okay? And if I want to move that box, I can just drag it around here. Okay? I can control my color settings here. I have my scale, so I'd like to increase my scale a bit. But I'd also like to go back to my B mode to be able to change my gain. So by pressing B, then I can control my gain here as well. When I go back to color, my gain slider here controls my gain.
Color gain.
I'll continue to change the scale just a bit. And then in this case, I'll also turn on our pulse wave Doppler. Here I can control my angle by touching the outside of the box. You can see the dotted line, which allows me to adjust my finite degrees, which you can see here on the side of the screen. If I want to go with an exact 60 without touching the dotted lines, I can use the 60 degree as well as the 0 degree angle there. You can see that the pulse wave Doppler option is there on the screen, and you can adjust the angle by sliding it or by using the plus and minus, remembering not to go over 60, of course. I'm going to come back to my color
What about
and
the
adjust
gate?
the gate.
Well, we can go back to that.
Perfect. No, thank you for asking. By touching the gate here, I can pinch and make that gate smaller.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Yep. And to expand it, again, I'm just pinching.
Okay.
Correct. And again, you have the ability to go back and forth between all your different modes and change your parameters. While you're in pulse wave, if you press the update button, you'll start sampling. And we're in a triplex mode where your screen is active, your B mode, showing you what you're imaging, and so you could walk through a stenosis, whatever you might be looking at. You can also change where your Doppler is. We can have duplex and triplex on and off by enabling it or disabling it. In this case, I'll leave it enabled, and I'll show you the iTouch, which is our auto-optimize, works very well for arterial waveforms. By pressing that once, it'll adjust your baseline and your scale.
It's really convenient.
To move the scale by yourself, you touch and slide. Very easy. Here I'll go back to duplex, and when I press the update button, I'm back to live imaging. If I'd like to turn off any mode, I will press whichever mode I like to turn off. If you have multiple modes on and you'd like to disable everything and go back to B mode, go ahead and press the B mode button.
So I'm getting the sense that the blue is active on here and the green is active on the screen.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep, that is correct. I'll come back to pulse wave Doppler and show you again how you just steer the angle by adjusting. And if I'd like to change my color box, I press the color tab. Now I can change my color box to be accurate. And B mode will bring me back to change my B mode parameters. The gain will be active for whichever parameter or mode that you're in. If I update again and I change my gain, you can see that my spectral analysis now is brighter as well as louder. B mode bringing me back home to 2D basic imaging. We can change the frequency of any of the modes that we're in. So if I turn on my color, I can change my IQ, my image quality, to penetration, general, or resolution mode. And that is the same for any time that I'm in a mode such as B mode, my IQ, image quality, penetration, general, resolution. Those are the fundamental frequencies as well as our harmonic frequencies. And where you see that shown on the screen, if I'm in a harmonic penetration, you can see that your frequencies are here in the top left corner. So traditionally, you might look to see, well, what's my frequency? When I press that IQ button, you can see that you're in a resolution mode, and you also want to verify what frequency you're in. I'll come back to B mode. Increase my gain. Turn color back on. And you can see now how easy it is and how simple it makes it with the user interface. If, as you're sitting and scanning, this isn't a good height for you, you can use the button on the cart to make it smaller or taller and change these things on the fly, because you might be sitting, you might be standing for scanning. Other modes on the side would be power Doppler for picking up sensitive flow. One of the main focuses when you're talking about fast assessment, the example that comes to mind would be testicular torsion. That's something that you want to use power Doppler on, where you're looking for a low flow state, but you're looking just to see if something's there. Whereas your color Doppler then would be telling you speed and direction of flow. Exactly. So the power Doppler there allows you to actually change some of the speed of flow as well, so you can turn that way down if you're in a torsion sort of situation, and allows you to change your color maps as well. There's a lot of parameters that you can change depending on the user.
Can you explain the quick save for me? Is that just saving the image?
Quick save allows you to update the preset.
Oh, great. So that's the one you want every time you pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's nice.
Yep, so once you change parameters, you can do a quick save, and you can actually label what that preset would be named. There are many different users oftentimes in the departments of the emergency room or the ICU or the OR that maybe would like to have their own settings, and by the quick save, you can do that in order to have that setting. M mode is a parameter that you can turn on if you'd like to do a first trimester fetal heart rate, or if you'd like to do a pneumothorax in the emergency department looking to see if a lung is sliding and someone is still breathing. I'm going to go ahead and go back to B mode. Other features that you can activate when you have a phased P42 transducer plugged in is LVO, which stands for left ventricular opacification. We have that feature on the machine, and that's active when our P42 phased array transducer is plugged in.
Okay.
And that covers the scanning parameters when you're activating different modes of your imaging.